All right, y'all, come on in. Today we're going to be learning from this Boudoir Facebook ad. See what we're doing good to get good results, and then seeing what we're doing to get bad results. And same as always, going to use my 10-step, 10-mistake framework that I've used on previous Boudoir Facebook ads to take them, test them, and then fix the mistakes, and then retest them. And when I've done that, I've averaged again, like 2 to 4x the number of women coming through the ad to read the ad copy, get pre-qualified, consume our offer for the same ad spend. And the real big number we focus on is unique CTR all. It's the most important leading indicator. And it basically means how many women out of 100 in our city are engaging with our ad, which means how many women is our ad relevant to. And the kind of seesaw level is 6%. So below 6%, we're actually going to see ads kind of same ad spend, decrease in results over time. So burnout, die out, got to refresh creative. But if we can get it above 6%, it's a higher chance that we can have an ad that sustains and scales. So basically, same ad spend, better results over time, higher sales, more ROAS, just for having a better ad from the jump, which comes from fixing these 10 mistakes we're going to talk about today. Now, for boudoir photographers that have been running ads a long time, one of the most common things that's happening is their ads are burning out. So same ad spend, worse and worse results over time. And if they're running their ads on their own, this makes them feel desperate, don't really know what to do other than refresh creative. But to we're refreshing creative on an ad that still has these same structural mistakes, which is going to lead to the ad just burning out over and over again. Same ad spend, worse results, ad burns out, refresh creative. Or boudoir photographers are, they have an agency paying a bunch of money every month, and then they got their same block of ad spend every month, and their results from ads are diminishing, throughout the month after month. And their ad agency simply, refreshing creative. These boudoir photographers are thinking, dude, what the heck? Why am I paying these guys so much money every month for me to get worse and worse results over time? And, they probably gave me their best ads up front anyways to get me hooked. So I can just drop them, probably run the ads for as good as them, and just keep the ones that I already got in my ad account going and save this monthly retainer, ad money going to them. Now, in both these scenarios, both these boudoir photographers are dealing with a deeper root cause than simply refresh creative. And it's a deeper root cause that causes ads to burn out, which is different than, what everyone thinks. So, ads burn out, refreshing creative is not normal. I mean, something's, it's kind of these mistakes, these deeper root cause is at play. And the deeper root cause is this. As our ad goes out to the first tranche of women that Meta sends our ad out to, Meta's getting data from that. Initial data like unique CTR all, final data like conversion rate, and some data in between. Now, for most ads, that data will be not good. Now, what happens with that data is actually goes back into the meta ad algorithm for the meta ad algorithm to decide who to send our ads to next. So when we have low or bad initial data that's fed back into the meta ad algorithm, what happens is for tranche 2, so for the women in tranche 2, so the women that our ads go to after tranche 1, these tranche 2 meta profiles of these women, they just have a lower overall conversion rate attached to their meta profile off rip. They're basically lower quality meta profiles. So what happens when our ads go to these lower quality meta profiles in tranche 2 compared to tranche 1? Same ad spend, lower results, which feeds back into the meta ad algorithm again. And guess what? Our ads go to even worse and worse meta profiles, lower quality meta profiles with much lower conversion rates for tranche 3. And guess what? We get even worse results, tranche 3 compared to tranche 2, and definitely compared to tranche 1. So because of the low initial data from tranche 1, our ad enters the downward spiral of despair. This is what causes same ad spend, worse and worse results over time, ads burning out, ad dies, refresh creative. And the cause of this is the 10 mistakes I'm going to talk about today. Now, if we fix these 10 mistakes, we got a much higher chance to go to the opposite direction. So if we get good initial unique CTRL data, okay, our ad is relevant to a large portion of our, the women in our city our ad goes to, and we get good conversion data from tranche 1. That data feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. And our ads go to, guess what? Higher quality meta profiles in tranche 2. It's basically like we unlock the higher tier, higher converting meta profiles in tranche 2, which results in same ad spend, better results. And those better results, guess what? They go back into the meta ad algorithm from tranche 2, decide who to go to the tranche 3, and guess what? We unlock even higher and better converting meta profiles for our ads to go to, the premium placements. Same ad spend, even better results. Ads sustain and scale. Scale the business. This is the upward spiral of awesomeness that we need our ads to get into. So we're not refreshing creative kind of blindly. And these are the only two options that Facebook ads can go through, or meta ads can go through. Downward spiral of despair, result of low initial ad metrics, conversion data, or the upward spiral of awesomeness, high initial ad metrics like unique CTRL, above 6%, and good conversion rate data. So these are the 10 mistakes that I'm going to talk about today. This is the framework. If we make them, our ad higher probability into the downward spiral of despair. If we don't make them, aka if we solve them, higher probability, the upward spiral of awesomeness. All right, so here we go. First ad 10 mistakes we look for is, does it look like an ad? We're scrolling. If I see this, does it look like an ad? Yes. And here's why. Text on the creative. We need our ad to look as much like an organic post as possible. Why? Because humans got ad blindness, banner blindness. People don't want to be sold to. They see this, keep scrolling. There's no organic post that's got offer text on it or text like that. I mean, these are all ad posts. Is anyone posting a picture of their dog with text on it? Special fonts, unless it's like on IG stories or something, but not organic post newsfeed. And it might be some caption. But yeah, so there's kind of more women scroll by, so we're in the lower. So fewer women to consume, click in, read what we got, consume our ad copy, lower qualified leads, lower qualified calls, more price hunters, more price objections, more tire kickers, more ghosting, lower sales, lower revenue, lower conversion, lower ROAS. All that data feeds back into the meta ad algorithm from tranche 1. And tranche 2, our ads go to lower qualified meta profiles. Same ad spend, worse result. We've entered the downward spiral of despair based off of tranche 1 results. All right, the next 4 mistakes, so mistakes 2 through 5, can happen up here in the See More headline. It's the first 2 3/4 lines on mobile, Facebook mobile newsfeed, which is where most of your impressions will be happening. And we know that because if we go to our backend meta ad manager, we go on the top right, we do Control F or Command F, we type in breakdown, click on the breakdown drop down, click on placements, and then we go on the bottom left of the columns. We click on the summary arrow to bring up the summary sheet, and you'll see Facebook mobile newsfeed will be the most common placement. So this is where we test everything. And up here, first 2 3/4 lines on Facebook mobile newsfeed is the See More headline. This is where literally 95% of ad spend is won or lost. In the old days, newspapers, magazines, headline used to be 80% of ad spend because the rest was kind of right there beneath the same page, that article. Here it's 95% because 100 out of 100 women will see more headline when scrolling. And a good Boudoir Facebook ad will have a 5% unique CTRL, which is 5% of women clicking the ... see more, which is, it would be right underneath this Boudoir right here. It's the final quarter of line 3 on the right. We gotta get them to click ... see more, get them to open the rest of the ad copy like I did right here. And a good Boudoir Facebook ad will do 5%. I can always get 6 to 9%. Average Boudoir Facebook ads, that I'm seeing out there, 2 to 3%. So this is literally where 95% of ad spend is won or lost right here. This is the battleground. So first of 4 things we need in the See More headline. Number 1, we need a who. Who are we speaking to? What is a self-label women in our city have when they're scrolling? Gets them to be like, oh, whoa, they had that label. That's me. They're talking about me. I gotta scroll back up, see what they got. So let's check in this ad, see what we got here. Your fish invited. So they said you are. All right, so we're missing a who. We're missing a self-label, which means we're not being specific. Women scrolling are not feeling like we're specifically speaking to them specifically. And so we're gonna have women that could be qualified scrolling on by, which means fewer women are gonna be clicking in, consuming our ad copy. We're gonna have lower qualified leads, lower qualified bookings, lower qualified sales calls, more price hunters, more objections, more tire kickers, more ghosting, fewer sales, lower revenue, lower ROAS, fewer conversions. From tranche 1, all going back into the meta ad algorithm. And we go to worse meta profiles for tranche 2, lower converting meta profiles for tranche 2, because Meta wants to preserve the best profiles to receive the best ads, because user experience is very important. So because we're into lower converting meta profiles in tranche 2, lower quality profiles, same ad spend, worse results, and we're in the downward spiral of despair where it literally just feeds on itself over and over again until our ad burns out, dies, refresh creative. All right. The second thing we need to have in the See More headline is a negative. What is a negative experience women in our city are going through that we have the solution, kind of bridge to get them away from that negative experience? And it's a negative experience. They're literally saying in their brain, I do not want to deal with this. I want to get away from this thing. And we always lead with the negative experience. Here's why. The probability that humans move away from a negative experience, aka pain, and take an action to get back to normal / no pain / homeostasis is literally 100x larger than the same human that is moving, that the same human takes an action to move from normal / no pain / homeostasis to some positive, to get some gain, some positive, some pleasure. Literally 100x difference in probability. And we know this because think of us going to the dentist. So we go to the dentist, get our 6 month, 6 month cleaning, teeth cleaning checkup. We're talking with the front desk ladies, we're paying. And the secretary lady's like, hey, are you free 31 Tuesdays from now at 7:15 a.m.? And we're like, dude, I ain't got no clue, but hit me up later, closer to that time when I actually know my schedule, and then I can, then I'll actually figure out where it fits in. So they put us in their auto texter machine. Text us at month 3, we ignore it. Text us at month 4, we ignore it. Text us at month 5, we ignore it. And month 6 comes and goes. We did not book with the dentist. We didn't put them in our calendar. We didn't go to the dentist. We totally skipped them. Now, why is that? Well, it's because we're busy working on the business, flow state, momentum, getting results. We got our schedule we like. We don't have to move things around. Think about this dentist thing. And the guaranteed gain or the guaranteed positive of slightly cleaner teeth and then peace of mind knowing, all cavities have been taken care of or we have no cavities. Those two guaranteed gains, guaranteed positives from going to the dentist, they're not enough. They're not enough for us to take in action. They're not enough for us to break us out of our normal routine. We like our normal routine. We don't want to have the toothpaste taste in our mouth, when we eat breakfast. So the gain, just the gain that's there, it's just not enough for us to take action. That's it. And we don't think about it. It's kind of just instinctual. Now, we continue on month 8, we get text, ignored. They're auto texter again. Month 10, we get a text, ignored. Month 12, we get another text, ignored. So, all right, so that's 2 6-month checkups we've missed. Teeth cleanings, checkups, we missed 2 in a row. Why is that? Well, same thing. The gain of slightly cleaner teeth and peace of mind, knowing we got no cavities or, we got them taken care of. Those 2 positive guarantees, those guaranteed positives, guaranteed gains, again, not enough. Not enough to get us to take an action. We're in the no pain state, neutral homeostasis state. Life's going great. Don't feel like we need to make a change. However, end of month 13 comes up. We're eating breakfast. Boom, pain on the right side of our mouth, in the back, on the bottom. The one or, those molars back there, pain with every bite. Pain, every bite. So super painful eating breakfast. And man, that stunk. We'll go the rest of our morning. Still pain in our tooth, even though we're not chewing anything. And our jaw is hurting a little bit, even though, again, we're not chewing anything. And we go to lunch, and we're like, all right, I'm going to eat my food on the left side of my mouth this time, so it doesn't hurt. But our teeth on the right side still touch, and, so there's still pain there. And some food actually goes back over there because of muscle memory. And so we can only eat half our lunch. It's literally too painful. Our jaw, our teeth still on the right side, still hurting. I'm like, all right, dude, this is terrible. I cannot live like this. I probably won't be able to eat dinner. I probably won't be able to sleep. I got to get this thing solved now. So at the very same afternoon, call up our dentist, and we're like, what do you mean you can't get me in at 7 a.m. tomorrow? My teeth's killing me. Something's wrong. I'm in like super pain. Dude, like, how can you not get me in? And they're like, well, hey, we're booked out 2 weeks we're booked out 2 weeks right now. We can add you to the cancellation list if someone cancels, but no guarantees we'll get you in before 2 weeks. And they're like, dude, I cannot live another day like this. I need to get this thing solved ASAP. So we hang up on them. We call literally every single other dentist in the city. And we're like, can you get me in tomorrow morning? Can you get me in tomorrow morning? Can you get me in tomorrow morning? Finally, somebody says, yes, they got an opening, 7:15 a.m. tomorrow. Boom, we book it. It's on our calendar. We're going in tomorrow. So we barely sleep that night. Tooth hurts too much pain in the jaw. And we go in, they check us out, do the teeth cleaning. They find out, they did the x-ray, find out we got a pretty deep cavity in that molar back there. So they clean that out. They fill it, the resin. They put the UV pen on it, harden it up. Then they do the whatever, the bite test paper on it. Make sure it's level, not too high, not too low. And we're out of there. We go home. Boom, no more pain. No more pain in our tooth, no more pain in our jaw. We eat food, no more pain. We're like, oh my God, dude, yes. Thank God. No pain, back to normal. Yes, no more pain anymore. So there are 2 scenarios there. Scenario 1, for 13 months, We did not put the dentist on the calendar. We did not take an action to put the dentist on a calendar and get the guaranteed gain of slightly cleaner teeth and knowing we don't have any cavities, that, that peace of mind. So 13 months, there's a guaranteed gain, guaranteed positive, we take no action. Well, 400 days, guaranteed gain, guaranteed positive, we take no action. 1 day with pain, literally 1 day with pain, the same day, we're calling up our dentist trying to get on the calendar for the next day. We're called up every other single dentist in the city to get on the calendar for the next day. Why? Negative experience when eating and when not eating. Pain. So literally 1 day with pain, we take an action to get away from it, get back to normal / no pain / homeostasis. 400 days, we had the opportunity to get a guaranteed gain, slightly cleaner teeth, guaranteed no cavities. They've, we either have none or they've all been taken care of. And we take no action. So in this example, it's literally 400x difference in probability that the human takes the action to move away from the negative experience, move away from pain to the normal / no pain / homeostasis state, compared to taking an action to move from the normal / no pain / homeostasis state to a gain or a positive. So this is why we always lead with a negative. All right. So let's see in the Seymour headline, are we leading with a negative here? Or do we have any negative anywhere here? You're fishing invited. All right, no negative. So we're gonna have more women scrolling by, less specific, relevant words to capture their attention. So we're gonna have women that could have been qualified, that would have been perfect fits scrolling on by. So we're gonna have less qualified leads coming through, less qualified bookings, less qualified sales calls, more price hunters, more tire kickers, more ghosting, more price objections, lower sales, lower revenue, lower conversions, lower ROAS from tranche 1, feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. Ads go to lower quality meta profiles for tranche 2, which means same ad spend, worse results. We've entered the downward spiral of despair, which means same ad spend, worse and worse results for tranche 3 and 4, continue, so on and so forth. Ad dies out, ad burns out. Refresh creative. But we still got the same mistakes on our ad. We just changed the picture. We still got the same, whatever, 8 out of 10 mistakes going on. We ain't fixed nothing. We just fed back in something that's has the same root cause issues, root cause mistakes. All right. Next thing we need in the Seymour headline is a positive. What is a positive women are saying in our city, in their brain, that they want? Where they don't, they're on one side of the river, they want to get away from this side of the river, the negative experience, and they want to cross over the river to get this other different positive thing. And yes, they need to be 2 distinct things, more specificity, more mental contrast. So do we have a positive thing here? Basically, what would they get from using our solution? I just celebrate your beauty and power. Brian Studios 40/40 Boudoir experience. All right. Brian Studios 40. All right. That is solution. You, that is, well, that's not a who. Celebrate your beauty and power. Huh. Are women in our city saying they want to celebrate their beauty and power? Let's think about this one. This one's kind of on the edge, kind of straddling the fence here. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say women want to feel beautiful and feel their power, feel powerful. But celebrate your beauty and power, that's an action. That is a solution. Celebrate your beauty and power. What do they get for celebrating their beauty and power? Feel beautiful and powerful. Feel beautiful and, feel their power. So I think it's I say the word celebrate here, taking an action, right? Turns into solution. So no, I'm not going to give the positive for this one. So we're missing a positive. And yeah, so we got a less specific attribute to call in. So we're capturing less attention, not bringing in as specific of a woman. So less qualified women reading through, going to feel like our ad copy is less for them, so less of them finish it and consume it, become pre-qualified. So we have a lower number of qualified leads, fewer qualified calls, fewer qualified conversions, more tire kickers, more price hunters, more ghosting, fewer sales, fewer conversions, lower ROAS, lower revenue from tranche one, all feeding back into the meta ad algorithm. Ads go to worse quality meta profiles for tranche two, which means same ad spend, worse results, and we're in the downward spiral of despair. Same ad spend, worse and worse and worse and worse results over time, ad burning out, ad dying out, refresh creative. But our ad's still gonna have the same structural mistakes when we do that. All right, the fourth and final thing we need in the See More headline is a hesitation/roadblock. So what is stopping women? If we got one side of the river's got the negative experience women in our city want to move away from. The other side of the river's got the positive thing, this other different thing that women also want. The hesitation/roadblock is basically what is stopping them from choosing any of the multiple bridges to get across, or what is something stopping them from also not choosing either a boat to get across, or a helicopter to get across, or an airplane to get across, or a jet ski to get across. So as a hesitation or roadblock for the women that want to move away from this negative thing and also want to get this other positive thing on the other side of the river. But there's some hesitation or roadblock in the brain that they're saying that they don't want to take a solution to get across the river, even though they do want these two things, get away from this one thing, get this other thing. It could be something they don't want to do or something they assume they have to have, do, or know that they actually do not have to know how to do, or know, or not do at all. So what is that hesitation? And yes, we test all these things. The data tells us which ones are the winners and which ones are most relevant to the women in our city. So we're missing this hesitation/roadblock. So we are missing the triangle of mental tension: negative, positive, hesitation/roadblock. And because of that, we're missing out on a super chance for specificity. So yeah, we're not being specific. So we're not having women come down through here, become qualified, feel like we're speaking specifically to them, reading our full ad copy. So we're having fewer qualified leads, fewer qualified booked calls, fewer qualified sales calls, more tire kickers, more price hunters, more ghosting, more price objections, lower sales, lower revenue, lower ROAS, lower bookings from tranche one. All feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. Our ads go to lower quality meta profiles for tranche two, which means same ad spend, worse results, which snowballs downward, the downward spiral of despair. Ad burns out, refresh creative. All right, those are where the first 5 mistakes in a Boudoir Facebook ad can happen. Now we're going to move on to the next 3 mistakes can happen in a Boudoir Facebook ad, and that is in the body copy, which is after the See More headline. They click ... See More to reveal the body copy. Now, okay, so think of newsfeed psychology. Women are scrolling. They see some words appear up top that they like, so they come back up to read it. So we got them they're in kind of fast brain, scroll. Something caught their attention. They come back up. They go a little bit slower in their brain. We got them, for one sentence here, caught their attention. They click See More. But man, now Now we put their brain in super slow mode once they click the ... see more, because they get whacked. Everyone's on TikTok brain right now. So one sentence was hard to get them to read. Now, dude, we got like 20 sentences. They're like, oh, their brain's like, oh my God, I don't know if we can do this. So we considered the See More headline a hook one, which purpose is to click ... see more. And then because of TikTok brain, we got to get, low attention spans. We actually need a hook two because this text is too overwhelming without a hook two. So we need a hook two, and we always want to use an authority hook. Basically, a why you should listen to me hook, a my track record hook, which is exactly what I did at the beginning of this video, showing, hey, I've already taken other Boudoir Facebook ads, been able to, fix some mistakes in them, 2 to 4x the amount of women consuming the ad copy, click and see more, consuming the ad copy, reading our full offer, becoming pre-qualified with the same ad spend by just fixing some very simple mistakes. All right, so do we have, let's see. So authority, do we have anything here? Celebrate their bodies through Boudoir. The best part, you get to enjoy waive session fee for participating. So no. All right, so no, so we're missing the authority. So we're getting less women are going to feel like they got to read the rest of the ad copy. They have a good reason to. And because of that, we're going to have less qualified women coming through the ad. So fewer qualified leads, lower qualified bookings, lower qualified sales calls, more price hunters, more price objections, more tire kickers, more ghosting, lower sales, lower revenue, lower conversions, lower ROAS from tranche 1. Feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. Our ads go to lower quality prospects for tranche 2. And results in same ad spend, worse results over time, ads burning out, ads dying, downward spiral of despair, refresh creative. All right, the second thing we want to have in the body copy is a story/narrative. We want to basically be writing the movie script of women in our city's current life. What's going on? It's like we have a third-person camera following them around recording, and we're writing that down in text form. What's going on? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? Kind of like those reality TV shows that were like, they cut to people face to face to the camera to explain what's going on in the situation, previous clip, what they're thinking, what they're feeling. We need that in text form. This is our punch 2. So punch 1 is a See More headline. This is where we meet people in the exactly what they're saying in their brain. They don't want this thing. They do want this other different thing, and they don't want to deal with this. And we got their who, their self-label in there. So we're speaking directly to them. If we can hit those, dude, we're definitely more specific than definitely anyone else in the market for any other solution, and most likely definitely everyone else in our city for boudoir photography, unless other peeps in our city, have been working with me already. But that specificity gets them to be like, oh my God, nobody's ever spoken this specifically to me before. I gotta click the See More to read what they're about. So that's punch 1. We got our punch 1 in there. And then the story/narrative, if we can actually get this right, the third person camera movie scene of their life, then we got the 1-2 punch. When we have the 1-2 punch, we become a market of one. Literally all other boudoir photographer competitors basically fall away because we're so specific as to what this specific woman is seeing or is wanting, is not wanting, is wanting, and doesn't want to deal with, and with what's actually going on in her life. So she's like, oh my God. Even if they weren't even looking for a boudoir, they're like, wow, I really need to consider this because this is literally exactly my life and all the things I don't want, everything I do want, and everything I don't want to deal with. It's not a really got to consider. And obviously, if women are already interested in searching for a boudoir, it makes ours a no-brainer because we're specifically for them, which means women are more likely to pay a higher price because we're speaking specifically to them. Like, think about it. In the dentist example, if all the dentists in our city were, they just did 6-month checkups and that's it, nothing else. But there's one dentist that actually like solves tooth pain. How much would we have paid to get that 7:15 appointment a.m. the next morning for the one dentist that solves tooth pain? We would have paid a ton because there would have been like a market of one only speaking to the pain we were dealing with. And the second reason why we need to get the punch 1-2 punch correct is how the meta ad algorithm works. So when a woman engages with a boudoir Facebook ad, what happens over the next 24 hours is she is hit with 20 more boudoir Facebook ads on Facebook and Instagram from all of our competitors. And guess what? If we have the same messaging, we copy the messaging as them, they're going to see all the same messaging and not going to buy from anyone because everyone seems the same. But if we're specific, one, we stand out for being different, being specific. That's probably like 5% of the reason. That's good to be specific is to stand out. But 95%, we've turned ourselves into a market of one for this specific woman where, yeah, she sees all the other ads, but none of them are speaking to her like we spoke to her. We nailed what she didn't want, what she does want, what she doesn't want to deal with. We nailed what's going on in her current life and where she wants to get to. And like nobody else is coming close to that at all in any boudoir photography ad I've seen so far. And I've reviewed, I think like over 40 now. So do we have, let's see if we have a story/narrative here. Let's see what we got. Okay, boom, boom. Okay. Okay. So, ooh, that's a look at that. That's a good positive to be in the Seymour headlines. Show yourself that you still got it. I want the boudoir photo session so I can show myself that I still got it. Yeah, I could see that being a positive to be in the Seymour headline if it tests good. Okay, so now we're missing a story/narrative. So less women are going to feel like we are specifically for them, which means, when they get hit with the 20 ads this same day, after clicking see more on ours, they're going to be considering the other options much stronger because we were not, super specific to kind of what they're going through in their life. So we're feeling less like they're for us. So you got less of a reason to keep even fully reading the ad copy. So if she comes through it all, she's going to be lower qualified lead, lower qualified bookings, lower qualified sales calls, more frustration, basically more price hunting, more price objections, more ghosting, lower sales, lower revenue, lower bookings, lower conversions, lower ROAS from tranche 1 feeds back into the meta ad algorithm to go to decide tranche 2, or as go to lower quality meta profiles, which convert at a lower rate. That's what makes them lower quality, just kind of globally off rip. Results in same ad spend, worse results. We've entered the downward spiral of despair. Those worse results feed back into the meta ad algorithm to go to tranche 3, downward spiral of despair. Ad burns out, refresh creative. All right, the third and final thing we want to have in our body copy is our full offer. This is the second most important thing. The most important thing for an ad is providing correct context. The second most important thing is provide the offer to the people that have read the correct context and get our offer exposed to as many of the correct people as possible. All right, so let's see. 40 women over age 40. So right their bodies, okay. Waive session fee. Professional hair and makeup Makeover, posing, dress for all bodies. Boudoir session. Okay, yeah, you got a full offer here. Yeah, good enough. So it's good. There's two, call this a double bonus here. Bonus one for and the full offer. The women that the offer is good for, come through, click on the ad. People that they click see more, but the offer is not good for them, they scroll past. We need both of these to happen. We'll learn more in the next mistake number 9, why that is. So we're getting more qualified women to come through. Which means more qualified leads, more qualified bookings, more qualified sales calls. Less ghosting, less price objections, less price hunters. More sales, more revenue, more conversions, higher ROAS from tranche 1 women. Feeds back into the meta ad algorithm to decide who our ads go to for tranche 2. Our ads go to, we unlock higher quality meta profiles from our tranche 1 wins. And that results in same ad spend, better results, which feeds back into the meta ad algorithm again. We get, for tranche 3, we do same ad spend, even better results. Ad sustains and scales, scale the business. All right, so as the first 8 mistakes, the final 2 mistakes happen here at the bottom of the ad. Mistake number 1, well, all right, mistake number 9, having anything below the ad creative is a mistake. BCH below creative headline or description or button, all are mistakes. 3 reasons why. Reason number 1, 5% of the reason for mistake number 9 ties in with mistake number 1, makes it look more like an ad. There's no organic posts that got text underneath them or buttons underneath them. I mean, this makes it look more like an ad. More women that could be qualified scrolling by, which is, lower ad results for tranche 1 feeds back into the meta ad algorithm, downward spiral of despair. We all know this now. Reason 2 for mistake number 9, it is some newsfeed psychology. Women are scrolling, they're scrolling like this, scrolling like this, scrolling like this. By the time they get here and they're actually looking at these words, here in the bottom left, their brain, their subconscious has processed, about a quarter to a third of the words or word phrases up here. Celebrate, 40 over 40, boudoir experience maybe, and now they're here. Now, if the words are not the same, if it's not congruent what's said at the top and at the bottom, then what happens is the error detection network in the brain is triggered. This means the brain signals error, incongruent, confusion, keep scrolling. This is all automatic. This is not, this is literally not, they don't sit there thinking, oh, was the words the same as the top as in the bottom? Oh, I think this should trigger my error detection network now. Literally automatic. People are in zombie mode scrolling. So error detection network's being super triggered. And even if the words are the same, it literally doesn't matter because it makes it look more like an ad. So it's always, always, always a negative to have any words down here. Now, reason number 3 for mistake number 9 is 80% of the reason. And that is anything below the ad creative, words, text, button, gives an opportunity for women to click and go to the next page of the ad before being forced to click the ... see more, which is here on the right side of this line 3, and being forced to read through the ad copy, full ad copy, become fully pre-qualified, and then click to go the next, to go where we want them to go in our ad. Here's why that's a problem. That's why I talked about the mistake before, mistake 8. When Meta is deciding who to send our ads to next, is pulling data from pools. One of the pools is converters, those who have converted. It looks at those meta profiles, finds kind of what, out of the millions of data points on each meta profile, the meta ad algorithm is finding these similar data attributes, data points on those profiles between all the converters, and then it's going to find, or it's going to bias the meta ad algorithm to go find other meta profiles that have 96% of these similar data points, or 83%, some high percentage. So that's pulling from pool 1 converters. The problem is with pool 2. Pool 2 is add clickers. So those where the ad was relevant enough to click on the ad and go to our next page, whether or not they converted or if our next page was good or not, whatever. But the problem with this pool 2 is it's 10 to 50x bigger than pool 1. And if women are, they don't read nothing, they don't click ... to see more, maybe they think, who knows? Maybe they think this is a tanning booth ad or something. Who knows? They didn't read nothing. They just clicked on the see more button, and who knows what they're thinking? They just click on see more, like, oh, not what I expected, not what I wanted. Well, of course, because they didn't read anything, and they leave. But their data points on their meta profile gets trapped in pool 2. So if we're getting all these non-qualified clickers in pool 2, we're biasing the meta ad algorithm going towards meta profiles that have these similar data points of the non-qualified peeps. So the next peeps our ad goes to will also be non-qualified. This is why pool 2 is so important. It's so important to pull in the right people and make the wrong people scroll by. And the best, thinking about this, is for every one link click, that person converts every time. So then pool 1 and pool 2 are exactly equal. That is the best. So that's mistake 9. And now on to mistake 10. Mistake 10 is the last mistake, and it is choosing the correct objective. Now, I do not know which objective this ad is using, so I always give half a mistake for this one. But it is always, always, always a mistake to use a lead objective. Here's why. When we use a lead objective, what Meta does is it goes and finds a 6% slice of the market. And the 6% slice, of our city that we're talking about, 6% pie slice. And the 6% pie slice will basically be the meta profiles that, are like 95% plus percentile probability to fill out a lead form. Here's the problem. The data on the profile signals they'll fill out a lead form, but nothing about filling out a lead form and then answering our phone, text, or emails. Nothing about filling out a lead form and then booking a call, showing up to a call. Nothing about filling out a lead form and then buying. So we're going to go into all these people that fill out lead forms, but guess what? We're going to have a small dusting. Yes, there'll be a small dusting that have data points on their meta profiles that, yes, they will answer our phone, text, and emails. There will be an even smaller dusting that, yes, they will answer they'll book a call, show up to the call. And there will be an even smaller dusting still that, yes, they'll fill out a lead form and they'll buy. If you reach enough people, there'll be a dustings of those profile attributes on, yes. Eventually you'll get profiles that have these data points on them. But we want buyers. So how about let's choose an objective that goes directly to buyers off rip, because when we go to leads, these are mostly non-buyers. They're mostly tire kickers. Because if they were buyers, the data on their profile would be that, they're 95% plus profile to buy, and they never would have gotten shown our ad in the 6% slice that Meta chose for us based off our objective. So buyers are in a totally different objective. And since our ads are going to lead form filler outers, aka non-buyers, we're telling Meta, yes, please get my ads in front of more non-buyers. I need more non-buyers on my email list because it'll make the number go up. Even though these people never buy, I want my number of non-buyers on my email list to go up because it looks better. And then the problem that results from that is then, when these non-buyers don't convert, we don't know if it's our follow-up email sequence. We don't know if it's our offer. We don't know if it's our landing page. There's so many variables this screws up. because we test all these things to fix all these variables after people are on our list, but these people were never going to buy anyways. They're non-buyers. No matter what we fix, they were never ever going to buy. They literally simply like clicking the lead form button or filling out the form button, filling out their info, and never ever responding. This is why, well, that's one of the reasons why lead objective is always a mistake. The second reason is it biases the pixel further and further and further away from buyers. The pixel then gets over optimized towards lead form filler outers, aka not buyers, aka it's harder. The longer we go towards leads with our pixel, the harder and longer it takes to yank the pixel back to buyers and actually optimize for buyers. We want buyers, people that spend money. And yeah, let's say we're doing leads form objection, objective, and we're getting $1, $1.50, $2, $3 leads. Or let's say we're getting dollar leads, $100, and we close one deal from a lead, 1% conversion rate. Well, our CAC is $100, customer acquisition cost, aka CPA, cost per acquisition. But maybe we go with buyers, objective that targets buyers directly, and maybe we get, who knows, 4 leads for $10 each, so they're 10x more expensive. But guess what? We close 1 out of 4, so our CAC CPA is $40. So we literally just 2.5x'd the ROI, our ROAS, by going CAC CPA of 100 down to CAC CPA of 40, by just switching to a better objective. And also less time dealing with these tire kickers, because we only had to talk to 4 leads instead of 100 to get 1 sale, or some numbers around there. So leads objective always a mistake. I don't know what ad what objective we're using here. All right, so let's give a final score and then compare it to the Boudoir industry. So we'll score the mistakes here. Does it look like an ad? Yes, so we got the mistake. See more headline, missing a who, missing a neg, missing a positive, missing a hesitation / roadblock. Ad copy, missing a authority hook, missing story / narrative. We got the full offer. Okay, good. BCH description button. Always a mistake to have anything below the ad creative. And then objective, yeah, I'll give half mistake for this. All right, so 8.5 out of 10 mistakes. And the average in the boudoir industry is 7.5 out of 10 mistakes. All right, so yeah, we're right around the average. Probably kind of treading water with everyone. Now, I consider every boudoir Facebook ad that has more than 2 out of 10 mistakes to be a breaking down boudoir Facebook ad. So, performance is worse and worse over time. Now, if a car is breaking down and has performance that is worse and worse over time, where do we take the car to get fixed? We take it to a car mechanic. Similarly, if we got a boudoir Facebook ad breaking down and performing worse and worse over time, where do we take it to? We take it to a boudoir Facebook ad mechanic. So yes, I do have a boudoir Facebook ad mechanic if your ad is dealing with these mistakes today and you want to have better ads, higher chance of, getting in the upward spiral of awesomeness, sustaining and scaling the business. And, same as we showed at the beginning, I am able to 2 to 4x the amount of women by fixing these mistakes, 2 to 4x the amount of women coming through, reading the ad, becoming pre-qualified, reading our offer with the same ad spend. Just really quick fixing these mistakes. So if you want to fix these, I do got a offer today. And basically I take the 10 mistakes, squish them down into 5 root cause problems. And I quote based off that, so I'll do that in 20 seconds right now. So does it look like an ad? Yes. Root cause problem number 1. See more headline, we need 4 out of 4 things. We got 0 out of 4 things here. So that's root cause problem 2, the see more headline. Body copy, we need 3 out of 3 things. We got a 1 out of 3 things here. All right, that's root cause problem 3. BCH and button, below creative headline, description, and button having them is a root cause problem, causing our ad to go down the downward spiral of despair. So root cause problem 4. Then objective, half a mistake, because I actually don't know what objective we're using here. So we got 4.5 out of 5 root cause problems, and I got 2 ways I can fix this, 2 different offers, 2 different options. Option 1 is $50 per root cause problem solved for 1 ad. And yeah, once I fix it, yes, you can take it to all your other ads, or duplicate the ad. I'll put the fixes on the duplicated ad. You can run them both, see which one's better, and then turn off the worst performing one. And you can choose like as few root cause problems fixed as you want, or as many as you want. The maximum is 4.5 times 50, so that'd be $225. Option 2 is the much better value option, which is I fix all the mistakes, all the root cause problems on all the ads you have, well, all the ones you want me to, and I create as many new ads for you as you want, because we do got to test a lot of stuff here, figure out what's relevant to our market. $100 a month, flat fee, month to month, cancel anytime, and you collab with me as much or as little as you want. So those are the 2 options, and once you decide the option that you want, you got my phone number, you got my email, and then whatever social platform you're watching this on, you can DM me through here as well. So when you decide and you hit me up, I'll ask you what you got for me, and we'll go from there. All right, that's everything. Adios.